Hi, Charles. You're welcome to this very broad daylight broadcast from the camp of Mission and Ministries led Sylvester. I'm very grateful having you with a super warm, excellent healing that comes to the very altar of the heavens and universe. We would like to also use this as an opportunity to broadcast a very special message that we've been trying to come across with the definition and why things really came across. Maybe having one or two things resonating or vibrating a letter to letter, and what it is to talk about vibration energies and things when it comes to angels. They are super spirit and having a form and in a spiral universe. For with this, we would like to say that if you are just one that is very new in the understanding of what is spirit, nobody is to tell you what energy and all of that is. But in the school, you would have learned many things called energy. But the understanding you didn't have is because they have not prepared you to know it until this very day. That we're going to talk about angels of forces. They are angels in this form, yet only operated through angels or invisible realms. Yet most of the things that they talk about becomes what is vision clear that you see. Like just carrying yourself on the screen and then see yourself later appear on it. That comes from a spiritual world, and they call it maybe technology or understanding from a higher height or astral. Now with this, I would like to also thank you so much the power of the originator, strength of the living universe, the power of the great son of the universe with the fire that also watch over the great gardens, and the fruit that we also live to testify as the root on his blemished hand that tell you how nobody can destroy that which is of heaven. Truly of the great heaven originator and great power originator, powerful living power and strength of the Lord. We want to thank you so much for the holiness and single life that you also lead us to live and show many. He said, for they that turn most people into righteousness shall be as the shining star of the universe. If you are one of them, we just want to say that in the cameras, you take energy. This is not one that came crying. This is original myself. Thank you so much for making time and do stay tuned until we get to the very side where the Lord has calling. Why are we talking about the most important deals that I have to say? Life and breath. Who are these things? And they probably you want to call how you call the model and then the mold, where it begins with creation. So we're talking about decoded SA International. So what is SA and what is international? And what it means when you have it as a name? Saint. You can only have this only on the channel that is of an angel. We speak with our nose and we command any unclean corruption, things that are making you what you are and what you're not. We are not malams, we decree. But the word malam go with only malak, which is angel. So we are also denying every fact and any spirit that cannot make it known to you what they are saying in their heard. Physically, that is not what we have asked for. The angel can make it known to you. Check the universe and you will see the clouds that are in front right now. How many times we do it is the church that spoil the things because they know nothing about these things they spoil. So let's actually look at what they can do, and then we can say, yes, the Lord did it. But all that they claim that the Lord and whatever has done is never true. There's a common proof for his angels created, given charge over the universe to rule and change times and control times and seasons. This is an example, typical example of angel in flesh. We don't invoke anything on kingdom. That is never true. Whatever they do with those things have a different thing. It doesn't connect with myself than seeing the reality and you calling it a different name. Here is myself. I will go straight to the point, and you could read out the best that the Lord is giving you. Prepare you to know what is angel. Very well, you can see that I'm myself on the screen, and the Lord won't deceive you. For what you are seeing is myself. But I'm trying to show in those days when you see yourself like this, and only on the mirror you see yourself, your true self. So I'm showing you only what is given and what is not given. Power of Nu, power of Orinator, power of Nata, and power of Netan. All these are angels and forces and gods that ever lived, and all these names have only been changed after they have learned from you and carried to another land or country and changing the names to what befits them. Why they change is very important, only when they tell you. Just stay tuned. I will talk about much of this the Lord is doing. Thank you very much. I want to say a very big shout out to you for making it happen. Very well, we'll take our very presentation. This is very important. Take a look what the Lord in stock has prepared for us. I will be talking about real myself. You know this very first person, when they said Pope Sylvester, you should have in any way In the spirit, if we claim that we are holy and virgin serving the Lord or having our generation of service to Him, the Lord, through His people and creating, we should have honored anybody that carried the name of a saint. We don't have to see the person as a human being. This carrying of the saint is an angel carrying him on the shoulder. That's a person, they call it a dove. That you want to see as a dove. Carrying him on the shoulder of an angel, the messiah, the missionary of the Lord, the messenger of the Lord. Look at myself carrying such a person who have never probably said that has ever fed me. Yet that is the soul of a person I know, and myself, the archangel, who exists already. Do you know this person? This is Pope Sylvester the First. What do you know about him? Maybe we want to talk about it also when the Lord permitted. I don't think the Lord will ever talk about holiness and then see somebody talk about holiness and he charge another force to maybe do it in a wrong way. It won't happen like that. You know very well that it will never happen like that. So we're getting to this level and saying, the Lord, we thank you. We call you what you are in your very name. A holy city, a city set on hill. Let him that guide you all the time, if he does glory on glory truly. So in the first place, we're going to talk about what this word saint means. You know, we will be looking at saint and what it means and why they got this word saint, S-A. I told you in my house, in my family, we got a name called Sa, which is S-A. That's a name. It's also a name in my house. The same McQueen family, the same Charles family, the same Smith, the same militia, the same military, the same professor, the same McQueen family, the same Roses family. This is all that I can tell you. The same kingdom, the same teacher's family. All this you cannot do without the one carrying it, myself, the most holy, the highest authority, the archangel, being the prince. Prince myself teaching, prince myself taking knowledge from highest authority from realms to you, the world, born on Sunday, in the midnight of it, coming before these days. Who do you think has the Lord prepared so well or has gone through the judgment of the Lord to know what is pain and the sweetness? That if I talk to you that I'm the love, my age is age 37, will show you what is love. Prime is myself. How do you think that the Pope would have opened the 5 seal of Portus and then he couldn't make it only because it's the right time the Bible proclaimed that unless the last saint or the righteous person dies? Before you have to understand this, I have also on the same my channel say that we should break open the 7th seal because the 7 is myself represented it all. And I also charge that they open what 7th seal. So if you know truly his righteousness after number 5, then he did it. And you did it, and you see even with 5, they couldn't stay because they have overstayed their life on earth with the angels showing it. And they did it, and faithfully the Lord will show you who he has called. So in this case, we will look at very importantly what it means to say, what is the word saint? And here it is, the word saint. Saint comes from the Latin word sanctus. And here we tell you in this Accra, GH or Gold Coast, where we are in the location sanctuary. So when you see sanctuary, that's what they are saying, so sanctus. These are all things that have to do with only does the Lord prepare for what? Holiness to the level to show you the location, angel of destiny. This is all supposed to be minus every other thing that is not claimed. Anybody who has prepared any area or whatever, we command you descend yourself back to yourself. Because holiness has to do with healing. So this is a great verdict. So when we say the Lord of verdict, this is a Lord of verdict. So he said, which means what? Sanctus means what? Sanctus, which means what? Holy. Which means what? Holy. And they say it's what? Holy one. So the Holy One means the single one. How do you also call this word in the Greek equivalent? This Greek equivalent is what? Hagios. Hagios or Hagios. Which means what? Sanctified or set apart. So I'm being very frank and very honest or very plain to you that the Lord won't put me in the house of what? Prostitution. Where in the house that I live, every one of them in the house have a child and they are pregnant. The Lord have been very unfair to this place because I'm telling you, if I be the Sylvester and not other than somebody's child, and I'm in this age counting, telling you where I've started this way a long time before this, you thought of getting age. I'm telling you, the Lord have been very ungrateful to his word to prove how long I have stayed in the flesh, and he's just not what you are saying. What they said the real original thing is in January and February, the Lord hasn't shown it than my work showing how I understand the work and what he, the Lord, claim he is. All these are different from what they're saying is God and all of that. So to see this and why the merge of idol and all of these things, I didn't come from idol worshiping house. I'm not a Roman Catholic in the first place. To say that when they are worshiping idols and things with snake, that you want to say, if I be the one to bear the fruit of the truth that you're trying to bear, that you think I have idol. There's no single idol in my house. No single fetish nor shrine in my house. It is what we are saying, holiness and all of that. My home never spend their time wasting time. My home is not a poor home. It's a rich source. Even keeping the Holy Scripture tells you, why do you think we keep it? Why do you think we keep it to this time? The Beckwith family, the prophet family, the professor, the professors, the teachers, the militia, the Smith, the original truth. The Tuesday, Saturday, and then Sundays. Why do you think we keep something different than what we are in the reality? Here we continue to say, and it says what? Single means holy. That's how they got even the word, we got the word holy. W-H-O-L-L-Y. Holy. That meant they say your whole self. It means that nothing to be left out. Your spirit, your way of thinking, your flesh, and your strength attributing to the Lord that made it. So he said, this is also what is used in a variety of ways in the Bibles, which you want to say Biblia or Bible. All of that. So in the Bibles or the Bibles, that we also have, he said, both the Greek version of the Old Testament known as the Septuagint, and the New Testament. Here are all the things that we are supposed to be learning. To know that if truly a country is being led by the Lord, we will see holiness first as a key. Holiness won't be any other thing. Holiness will be the origin of what? The set things that we are trained to say that we're learning. What are we learning that has not come to the Lord and his knowledge? So what I will say also is saint in this word, in the original Greek, as you want to say. So the Greek word for saint, here as you can see they're written right there, ayok or hagios, translates to what? Holy, being single, or sacred, or you just say sacred, or you want to say set apart. This person must not be with any family or church or anybody praying with us, except I missionary, I come to you. I don't have anything to do with whatever you are going through than me, myself, or myself and the heavenly bodies or angels or the light you are not seeing where they are living, making it known to you what the Lord has given. That if the Lord has sent me nothing to tell you anything, I don't have to come out there and say the Lord says so. And it says that, and is used in the New Testament to refer to what? People who have lived on, or to live, or to have ever eaten with the what? The said Christ that time. I am very different. Reality of it is very different. I'm from a different home, born in Nkoya. Never connected to any Muslim or any religion in the world other than the Bible and its home. Garden's creation. Where it begins, they said it's with the Lord. Here it is. So to have a danger that you first worship idol and things, it will worry you. Because you are not up to the fourth and third generation. As some of you just started your new generation. I have lived 37 years plus. Do you understand what it means? Here is over time in my home. Teacher, professor, and their home, and king, kingdoms, and princess. To prince. We are very different from you. Soldiers, military, and the army of the Lord, as he tells you, he haven't where to come down. Or he Eve, or the son of Eve. All these things are supposed to be mentioned when the Lord called it. And it goes on to say also, and is used in the New Testament to, as they told you. And he said, not just specifically canonized individual. So you see, it's not just only canonized individual. This has to do with so many other things. What do you know about it? What do you know about this word? How did you also say that the Lord actually used you? What is the Lord? Maybe the Lord out there. Where is the name? Word is the Lord. Law is the Lord. This is all that he's trying to show you if you're truly carried by him. Nobody can say he's the best of what we're talking about right here. No. And also looking at here now, the word SA, how they got it, and then international. Whose word? Let's say be guarded in the garden somewhere far away from US or far away from the world being heard of. How you can have your surname rule until they get to international again, where they have the name like this SA. So that SA is from my house, and then being SA and work and recognized internationally, as I'm doing on the channel right now. To be international, that is INT. This is how they got the name, a missionary or missio, which want to say many people misinterpret and misconducted put as a different word. The SA is a name. And you look at what they are even saying SA. What is SA? Let's say, for example, the abbreviation SA can have multiple meanings depending on the context. Okay, so when you put it in the context of learning, you will know what it means. And when you join the learning now toward a word, you know what it vibrates or resonates to the other INT. Because INT is also a word. It's also an abbreviation standing toward the whole world. How you can start charity from home. And then suddenly it takes over national and international. That's all that the saint is about. And the Bible says what? The saint is the judge of the world. He didn't just call anybody to be whatever. So once it is with the Lord, everything that he created, suit him in holiness, is that which he said is the Lord. So he said it's abbreviated and can have multiple meanings depending on the context. So in this context, look at it first before it resonates or vibrates. I said including what? Society, anime. Society, anime. What does that mean? It says it's a French for public limited company. Do you understand it now? So when you were operating in your smaller homes, that is why you call it limited. Now coming to national level, it's becoming to what? Resonate with what? International, is INT. So SA coming to pair or word with what? International. Society anime or society anime. Vibrating or wedding or marrying to international. How you come from a single home and multiply, or how you speak in the silence and now it is made open. These are the things, not the marriage that people have been talking about. So to say word pairing, that's what we are saying here. Not what somebody has been given or asked. It's really not even what we are talking about here. So society anime. So anime or anonymity. Get it very well. Society anime. And they got even animation from this word I mentioned. And then you call it society or societe anime or aninomy or anonymy, which in the French says for public limited company. And then he said, well, how does it also stand for this word? He said, sign anno. SA means also in this teaching, sign anno. What does it mean? Latin for without year. As you have never known the purpose and name and meaning for saint. You only use it as a name when they put it together. But you don't know how they created the word saint. So you are not that person to even teach or guide or judge. That's why the Pope will have to go. And he's gone. Because I mentioned that what he has done will actually what? Show very well. Because they also mentioned what? January as their Lord and then watching now and future. So to get wherever they have to be, the Lord must be with them first. The angel, the right flight. Here it is. So in his generation, he had the right flight. Even though I've not ever eaten from their pocket. So it says sign anno. Sign anno. What is a sign? This is what they say is a sin. So there are kind of sin you commit without knowing where it comes from than just saying somebody did sin. There's a sign anno. So sign anno says what? Without year. You don't even know when I was born, or you don't know my age than when I tell you this generation what my age is. And also it stands for in South Africa. And in Konya is in South Africa. So if in Konya had this name SA in my house, then South Africa having in Konya is the reason. That is the word, and the word that nobody can say we understand better than the Lord that is carrying it. Very well, it says for business and finance. Look at another thing for a breakdown. It says here's a breakdown of the possible meanings. And it says SA is an abbreviation for what? Society anonymy, or French which translates to what? Public limited company to your English language, or corporation or cooperation. Where are the cops? All of that. And it says what? It is used in French, Belgian, and what? Luxembourg companies. Similar to what? PIC, that is PIC or PLC. Do you understand what I'm saying? Just watch carefully. Also in the UK or AG in Germany. And in this country, you have AG. We've been doing that. So many things you have to know. The one who initiated will tell you what it means when they complete. Or angels actually work in such a manner that when the holiness or they carry something out of you, what they have carried, the one who is searching the intelligence or the spirit will always be the one to what? Carry the best and give back to where it was taken from. That's how it works. Not in the name of, no, it doesn't work like that. That one is just abuse of it without knowing that they are saying it. So it says again that it can also be an abbreviation for sociedad, anonima, anonima. And in this country, Nima, even just that Nima in short form of anonima, is also in the country Accra here. And it says that's for Spanish. Do you speak Spanish? You don't get it. And here it is. And it says also what? Which also means public limited company. They are also like what? A group of people in that place. What else do you want to learn about this word before you see it as a saint? So you didn't just get up and have the name saint. How your work started small in a little or small scale and became commercialized or nationwide and international. That's what it simply means. And what also you want to look at in this word here. Here you should know that very well. That if you truly want to see what I'm saying, from my even obituary, that's a certificate to have the name original in the family. I can show you that right now. So it said from the Latin sign anonymi or sign anno or sign anno, meaning without a year, we've said it, indicating that a document's date of publication is unknown. All that you are being told about the Bible, you don't know it, yet it happened on a particular day. And they told it's only the angel is the destiny holder to know when it begins, when it ends, and when it starts again. This is what we are saying sin. So when you say sin, it doesn't really mean your kind of disrespect and disobedience shown to somebody because you don't know his identity. Most of you just go out there and claim in the abuse or the power of your said deity or the God or whatever God or your supreme being or your belonging that probably hasn't got anything to do with us. You are being made, not to say to disrespect. So I'm a sign unknown that you don't know. To tell you this because you don't know why you say certain things to us. You actually don't know it. If you have known, you never disrespect an higher authority. Here is why. A document or indicating that a document's date of publication is unknown. I'm the only one who can tell you what my date of birth or what my life actually is or what it holds. I'm the holder of destiny. Where have I taken you? So far, we've gone a little wide again. All the things came up from internet, not that you just sat down and write it. But the same internet that you've been using, but you have never access to these ones because you are a child or a kid or under the law. If you are a virgin, virgin will be authority. That will hail you to the level. Light is there doing the work. There's no darkness in what I'm doing because I've never married. Because even the word says the saints were to remain as what? They remain single without birth. As Saint Sylvester the One, he didn't give birth. You don't know it. Even if it's happening, you don't know it. So this is why we tell you. And I'm telling you today that I'm the one who said I would have to go to heaven and return before I gave birth or before I married. And this thing that I've waited in the same generation up to 37, and the prophecies came. The Lord will give me a son. The Lord has given me a son. The Lord says I'll travel international. I'll travel with the United Nations, all of that. I would do this, European, wherever around the world. And I'll be the same person. The Lord has approved a visa, and my flight has already taken up. If I sit here and talk about plane, and they will carry the flight. For you to know it's a spirit. The Lord is watching. He is among you. He is with you. Yet you are not watching because you are not the light to know it. But to be light, already being heard, that you are not a powerful tail. You also are a human being representing the one talking. Here is what they say we should do with the best. Best is that you heard that I'm not a liar. How do you do such things without knowing? And then you call it the Lord is with you. Then come and teach. For he told you that the parent of this work teaches. So when I cease from being what? That's what they call angels saints. So that they gave them a representation or word called saint this, saint that. That is why you are hearing it. Saint angels, all the engineers, they are saints. All these creators you are seeing in the world, they are saints. Because you have not been given a Roman Catholic saint, you think they are not saints. They are the one created. They are the one who hold the righteousness account. And the angel is watching them with the light. who is doing well. This is all I can tell you right now. Isn't this a very good news? To have gone to the seminaries and yet you don't know anything about seminaries. How? Then the Lord is with us, showing us all that we're supposed to have, minus all that is against you. And I also command right now, by the decree authority, any inkra and a power of inkra, ne inkraman, sin, we command you, resist the enemy. Break up from that now. And I command any name without work, we rebuke you. Move out. Because the Lord on this channel is the great one watching the light through the light. Let his word prevail. So we were talking a little about what? Sylvester, as it's very important to know a little about him. Because I found what I have to say, it is. How do you know what it is? Maybe when it works, I'm not showing you ghost. There's nobody on this earth that I want to say is a ghost the Lord said we should come and learn about. I just want to do this because he's a saint and my name. So I have carried him not to death but to life. And the Lord said until they return, then you know my soul. And his soul returned also to work. That is angel that they praise in the Lord. So you can't have a sinner, like you want to say sinner, be a soul of a holy person. It doesn't exist. Have you heard what I said? It doesn't exist. It really doesn't exist. Why it doesn't exist? Because you can't say I'm the reason you came. I'm not your ghost and I'm not your spirit. Only pair with what? My way. That's what we say the pairing. How heaven will embrace the earth. So this Sylvester, my original name, as Pope what? I'm the prince. So having all this P on it, so that on my certificate, they have all these things just representing it. I'm not struggling to say a word, but I'm telling you how the energy of the Lord and the forces of it is. Power of originator, greatest power, authority, new, and the power of my language, I cannot forbid it. For the language that I speak, I cannot throw it away. Because that's the angel language, original language. Originator, great power, orinat, a very powerful spirit. Here in the word of the Lord, power of entities right now. Resist the enemy. Mighty dawn sun, we command you, the son of the mighty one, the Lord and the reflection of the fire, the ray of the heaven, the life invisible light of the heavens. Resist the enemy. He having common authority. He having the Eve, son of Eve, and fire of what? The universe. That prepare the readiness of what? Take up from fruit and to what? The root of what? What we eat, and for the angels of you. Let the power of separation take us out of any unclean function. So Sylvester the one, you see that Sylvester the one, this is the right time the Lord made it so that I'm telling the right time. 37 means one. I'm the same one with the number 27. All this number 19. Do you know that the Lord have made it that if you may see or know, the work that you've been doing in the church, that's not where the Lord has said the work. The work is in the public place. He has arranged. Go out there and watch. Go out there and fix it. If you claim you came in his name power working already. He didn't say that you should come and preach. All these people, they didn't just come and preach. They do their doing and hearing. They didn't just stay alive to say you marry. If the path of a saint is holy and single life until you return, then where is your session and portion of it? That you claim to be any other part of it, talking about things they have written, and you are doing opposite in marriage. Have you not also become an opposite? It's just an opposite to say that I am Sylvester, a great question back then. Do you think I can see my own self or the person whose name I carry and say that is a ghost? Never. Because there is nobody that I carry the mark on my right hand. And the Bible says that the 6 says, he has given the mark. Either you take it on your forehead or on your right hand. I carry my own right hand. That's what I'm saying. To say your righteousness. So their righteousness is showing how it became fair. That we are seeing fair people throughout the world in this country. So what is it and how? Where was he born? When? Look at why Christ said when heaven or Avi comes, and then you're going to see that. So he said he was born 285 AD. That is Avellino, Italy. That's why the red and tomatoes has always shown you something. Is that where they rise always an empire? So to sow a seed again, you don't have to fail. And he passed, or he had taken the breath to heaven for where? Or to what? 31st December 335. Also in Rome, Italy. Do you understand it? All right, let's see that overview of him. So an overview of him is that Pope Sylvester the First, or one, or the one who made it, was a bishop. What is a bishop? The shops is open. What is the life in it? The biscuits, the life, the bequests, the intelligence, and the nation building and all of that. It means that righteousness spring up what? Storehouse, warehouse. That should the Lord descend today, the shop that you are seeing should be filled with what? Food stuff. And that's why it came with the language, English. And you can see that English have worked so much. So he said Sylvester the first was the bishop of Rome. It means that all the produce of Rome on their field in Italy or wherever had come from what? The garden and the fruit of righteousness stored with him. And they said, what? Bring all your first fruits or your righteousness, seed, that they may store it in the warehouse, that there may be more meat or food, abundant for the Lord and store of it. You don't give to us. Look at the miracle here, connection. So this person come from Rome, 31st January, 314 until his death. So he was born on this day. You are seeing the month and the year. And I was born in 24 January 1900, that's 88. Having it, and I have many other births, but I tell you, you don't know, I can use any of them. But this is the one that I've been using since birth. When they ask, okay, mediators, and I am the self who made it. How do you know this word? I can only take it from this level to have energy given you. And myself to resonate and give out the spirit. When we give out our soul, you have to know that. So he was born on 31st January. Or you want to say he take an office 31st January until what? Until his what? Losing of breath. The bread he did eat. Showing you how he could become. How he prepared bread when he returned again. On 31st December, which is 335. So from January to December. That's why they have been making the 31st night. You don't know anything, you guys. You say who they are saying, the first saint of this, or the Sylvester the first, the shiny one. Here is the reason you have 31st fixed in December. 31st night. You don't know it. And to what? New Year, which is what? January. So that you can see how they made it. And they say what? He filled the see of Rome at an important era in what? In the history of what? The Western, and that is abroad. You get all the Western gathering. So the Western gathering is this. Though very little is known of his life. And I can tell more as myself telling you. Here is it, the person you don't know, and the people I have come across, which have lived also in Nkonya. And most of them return as soldiers, X-Men. And also as ladies I have known also in the city of Accra, just wall dividing us. And I enter their house, they enter my house. How do you know people? Unless their righteousness continues, then you shall know. And they say, well, who should the light reflect on? The ones working. They are the ones he's watching. The Lord has not said that he has sent you to a prostitute. That is not what he sent to the world to teach. That's why the church and whatever, they are different from what the saints and the holy ones. So describing more of them. Look at a little of what I can say about him. So describing Sylvester the first. So Sylvester can be a socks or rubbish that people are doing. When this time around they call the name Sylvester, the ones who came from a home of idols and the things that were unclean, they call it by earth to show his death, but many of them making it unclean. That's the number of times, how many times they are killing one person. But I command it, we send back to them. In the authority of originator, very powerful fruit of the gardens, in the authority of great, mighty dawn of the sun and son of the dawn. Here it is. And it goes on that if you call a faith, let's see it work. And it goes on, it says, in the 4th century, you said that it starts with the 4. So 13 is simply 4. In the 4th century, when this gathering was in the what? In the infancy, there emerged and what? Illuminous. Or there emerged what? Luminous figure. You see, luminous come with reflection light. Who would shape and what? Guide the seemingly uncertain future of what? Maybe the gathering they are in today. There, Pope Sylvester I had rejoined for his wisdom. Whatever I've learned alone or single in my great privacy that I share to the whole world today, shining as a star or shining one in the universe. Son of a righteousness, fire of righteousness, that only saints will be in heaven. And when we say heaven, you cannot be in that unless you are holy. If you are not light, you can't be transformed. And it goes on to say, and piety and courage. What is the courage? The care for the age. The care age. your courtesy for this work, then stand as a prince, as one of the most influential figures in the history of what their spirit work journey until this day. Today, they delve into what the seed life of what his what of this extraordinary shepherd, so that he's the all the things you need for reality. I'm telling you that. Maybe I continue one word. How do we know this if the Lord is not giving? How do we know that if the Lord is not giving? Then it continues. If we truly have known him, how do you not keep the what they're doing? So here we told you everything before we get to the level we are now. Let the Lord lead us. He cannot deceive his own self. That's why I've been so worried when it will become demonic and unclean and opposite. If it ever existed, then you are seeing now the purest truth from a virgin myself. Not that I was born a Roman Catholic. No, it doesn't command anything in this place, but how you love to be and see yourself quickly without spoiling yourself. And when you are the star or the universe or the angel or the Lord yourself, nothing will spoil you. There may be so many temptations, but whatever you will do, once you are the Lord and light of yourself, you would have everything fulfilled, and it will fill in the gap of the word love or the ovis or the doves. Why do you think the things will come around us? It won't be myself attracting bad spirit. I don't need it. And of course, I'm never connected to any of them. From most of wherever in the world, tree or I don't need anything they are bringing from their God. I don't call the name of the Creator. What they call it. They say the life we live and the spirit that meditated on. These are the things that will give you the new name of the Lord in Revelation. It's a whole new name. It's not a name of my enemy that I should come and learn about. Oh, this very well. So look at how things are arranged. That he was born at 285 AD in Avellino. So Avellino, Italy. Then losing the breath to bread on this same day, December 31st, 335. That is why they code 33. They show you the one who came with the 33 years. And then righteousness, he led you. You don't deserve it. Yet he told you benefit of the doubt you were given. That is the code for his life. This is the one. That's what I told you where he came from to teach you what. It means he has attained certain things, not in your distraction. However, you have enjoyed what you didn't deserve. Now you have it. And the age he had was what? 50. That is why even his age and then the righteousness of the 6 or 66, all of that is to tell you how the rulers come without. They come in an unknown way. Yet if you only see it in the house, you don't trust they are the Holy One. The only Holy Ones are the only one who can bring this. To the judgment righteousness, not any other thing apart from this. Never would have accepted it. And to the birth and location, unless I was born of a princess. Here it is. Let's say tombed or carried by who? December 31st, 335 AD. Then what? Catacombs. The catacombs. You know that they have catapults and catacombs. Do you know what it means? So the catacombs or catacombs, and I'm the one with the 2011 or 2011 project, made a human or female rendering figure with A+. It's on my channel, on this same channel. We can't go and look for it. So that the combs are here. The kata, so the catacombs of what? Presla. It means that the comb that I used to watch or used to see naturally those days that they use in combing the hair, that same thing I created, a female rendering figure. Rome and Italy, showing you that. Parent is what? The Justa or the Justa, Raffinos. So when you have these names, Raffinos, Justa or Justa and Raffinos, this is why they call it, he will be a son of what? Justice. Son of the highest. They didn't say anybody like us will come from any low person. It's never happening. Son of highest. Justice he will serve. That's why his parents are also called justices. And then you will see the wrath of the Lord. And then what? They will come from what? Holy family. That is myself in Nkonya. We can attend or fellowship with all of them. Only on occasions we can do that. However, we have our own faith. Very special. And this continue, and they say the feast day, 31st December. You see why they fixed the 31st December on that day, and then 2nd January for October, and then 22nd December for what? The Armenian or Armenian. And then the papacy began 31st January. You say that I have to be born in that before. So they are telling you what happened. Papacy began where? I am the one with the papacy, not your children or your look. Without this code, you are not born of us. The papacy began what? 31st January 314. That is the 8 right now. In the middle of 8 is 4. Here is the code. Thank you for coming to this live broadcast session. Taking the thing live. And we also have what? Even Pope Sylvester III. He had like just 1 month interval to what rule. Yeah, that's amazing. All these are right there. And Sylvester is not just one person. That's what I've been telling you. If you know who I am, do you think you can carry a soul? Come and show us on your right hand. Let's see it. If it's not printed by somebody. This is the Nkonya who brought the thing. Original creation. Only the Lord who said, for they that shall do the seed or go out on such mission even without being given, you will send the whole kingdom to those people. And that happened. I can't be a Roman Catholic or whatever to be a liar or to worship a snake or idol. But the grotto was built over there. That's why they are showing you now. The grotto built on Nkonya land around what? Agbonowe. The last town to get to Nkonya or to move through the Nkonya town now. In the very cave. Thank you very much for taking you through. This is very wonderful to have you or entertain you. You are very great when the Lord is the one doing it. Do we use somebody's image than myself? Or I've always said, what you don't know is because you fail to learn. What you really don't know is because you have failed to obey. What you don't know is because you were not born from this family. It's very difficult, but I made it possible. How we can live among you. And I'm telling you things you can't see with your eyes, nor hear, yet that is what the heaven is showing. Is there no such thing you expect in the Lord? Then let the Lord sound it. And you see my nose. And you see my nose again. And my eye that is watching you. Just look at it. Look at the city. The one watching, the beholder. The one watching over the city. Look at my eye. Just look at it on the screen. Watching over the city. Look at it. How they told you the one watching. What is going on. Until I get there. Thank you, Spirit of the living testimony of the Lord. To the holiest and greatest honor and credit to the Lord and the land of the great war. So the land of war and justices is this you have been told today. Why saint is given. And then the INT I told you is international. So the prophecies on my channel tell you I am the one with all these people. That's why they told you the return of the Christ or the Messiah or the missionary. They said what? To even understand in your language, the missio will return with 10,000s of saints, having myself, Sylvester, and the ones who have also ever lived with the same name. And look at all of them. Not fake, not common. And they are the ones living in Nkonya because Nkonya is the one who truly deserves it. And showing who should be calling the righteousness. Very well, thank you. We made it. Look at this. If my picture or myself, my image, is it not a shiny one? Or you think I put photos or I make pawns on my face? These are the things you don't see. And I show you that. Look at my image or myself on it. Or you don't see myself. This is in Nkonya. I take the picture when I last traveled. This is the picture from my channel. And you can see the same picture also on other ones. And I'm showing you this same one. That if you don't know what is in the past, how about the current? We have not known anybody's name other than the true self and working hard. Thank you.